Today we are going to start with the module 4th, and the first topic from 4th module is interactive debugging system. Debugging is the process of finding the errors, finding the bugs that occurred in our source code and resolving that errors. An interactive debugging system is a system that will provide this debugging facility, but in an interactive way. The programmer or user who will use this system, they can interact with system to perform the debugging. So our debugging system provide the programmer with the facilities that aid in testing and debugging of program interactively. So this is a interactive debugging system. What function, what capability this interactive debugging system should have, that we will discuss now. So debugging functions and capabilities. First is a execution sequence, means a programmer can decide the execution sequence, means how much code will get executed at once. A user or a programmer can set that execution sequence of the programmer. So it is also, we can say, it is to decide the flow of program execution, to set the points till that our program will get executed, and later on it will be checked for errors. So it is an observation and control of the flow of program execution. So we can decide the flow of program execution. For example, program may be halted after a fixed number of instructions are executed. That is somehow we can say it is a execution sequencing. Now, there are three different ways that can be used to set this sequence, execution sequence. One is the breakpoint, second is conditional expression, third is gates. So first is breakpoint. Breakpoint is only setting a point by a programmer, and when the program execution come to that point, the program execution will get suspended. So that is the breakpoint, means dividing the program, dividing the whole program by putting the points in between. So the program may define the breakpoint while which cause the execution to be suspended. Means programmer can set the points at different places in a program. When that point occur, your program will get suspended. After the execution suspended, the debugging process will start. Debugger will check whether there is any error in that code or not. If there is no error, okay. If there is error, that will be resolved by debugger. So this is the concept of breakpoints. Next is conditional expression. So programmer can define some condition expression, like some condition programmer can put, evaluating during the debugging session, and program execution is suspended when that conditions are met. Analysis is made and later on execution is resumed. Means a programmer will set some condition, okay, in between the program keep on executing sequence by sequence, and when that condition met, that means some error occurred, so program will be suspended, that error will be resolved, and later on again the program execution will be resumed. So this is using the conditional expression, a sequencing can be set. Third is the gates. Given a good graphical representation of program progress may be even useful in running the program in various steps called gates. That means it is a way to check the progress of our program in a graphical way, how much program get executed without any error, or where is some error, that will be displayed. So given a good graphical representation of program process. So these are the three different ways to define the execution sequence. And this is the first debugging functions and capability. Now one term is there in debugging, that is tracing and traceback. That is one of the function of debugging system. So what is tracing and what is traceback? Tracing is means track the flow of execution. Track, keep on checking the execution. So tracing can be used to track the flow of execution logic and data modification. What are the modification that is being done in the program, that is being checked, the flow of execution will be traced. So that is called tracing. The control flow can be traced at different level of details, like how we can trace. We can check one procedure, one branch, individual instructions. In that way, we can trace our whole program. We can trace our program one instruction by instruction, or by procedure, or some branches statement. Okay, so that is called the tracing. After that, trace back can show the path by which the current statement in a program was reached. Like our program is being executed one statement by statement. So it will define the path by which the current statement reached, means from the starting of the program till the current statement, the whole path it will show how the execution goes from the first statement till the current statement. So it can also show which statement have modified the given variable, means where some modification is being done, in which statement is being done. It will also show the statement are displayed rather than as hexadecimal displays. Okay, so there are two functions of a debugging system. One is tracing, another is traceback. Tracing is checking the tracing the flow of our program where some modification is being done, and traceback is showing that thing, the path, how from one statement to second statement we reached, what modification and where on which statement modification is being done. Traceback will show that. This is one capability, this is one functionality of debugging system, that is execution sequence. Now the second capability of debugging is program display capability. Program display capability. It is the capability of debugging system to show your whole source program. Okay, display the source program that is being debugged or complete. How many statements are there in the whole source program. So it is one of the important debugging system, facility or function or capability. It must be possible to display the program being debugged complete with the statement number. So it is one of the capability, and it will show the detail of the program that is being debugged, whether it is complete or how much statements have been done. So it will show that. So it is the capability to show the information regarding the program. Third is multilingual capability. Our debugging system should consider the language in which the program being debugged is written. Like if we are using some high level languages, or we are using some assembly languages, so a debugger should consider that language when it is doing the debugging task. So that debugger should have the capability to work with the different languages. Multilingual capability means with working with multiple languages. So most user environment and many application system involve the use of different programming languages. A single debugging tool should have the able to work with multi-language, because we as a user or a programmer can work with the different languages. So our debugger should have the capability to handle or work with multi-languages. So that is one of the capability of debugging in system. So till now what we have discussed, that is execution sequencing, program display capability, third multilingual capability. Now the next is context effect, means the what is context we have used and what will be the effect of that context on debugging process. Like context means what code we have used in our program and the effect of that code on the debugging process. So the context being used have many different effect on debugging. Like for example, there are two statements, but both are written in different languages. Like one statement, functionality of both the statement are same, both are moving a value 6.5 to a variable x, but one is written in COBOL, the second is written in Fortran, so the syntax may vary. Syntax may vary. So, like one statement is written in COBOL, it is having different syntax. So when it will get debugged, debugging process will behave or will take time or will take less time. In Fortran, statement is written in different using different syntax, so it may affect the debugging process. Likewise, controls conditional statement used here. Okay, in COBOL, it is the syntax to use conditional statement is this, and in Fortran, it this this is a way to write the conditional statement. So they may affect the debugging process. Okay, so that is the context effect. Means accordingly, it should work. Like if it is written in COBOL, so debugging should respond accordingly. If it is written in Fortran, so it should respond accordingly. Okay, so that is the context effect. The next is display of source code. The means this is a capability that debugger can can navigate from our source code while debugging is going on. That is the display of source code. Means our debugger system allow us to view the source code. So a language translator may provide the source code or source listing tag in some standard way so that debugger have a uniform method of navigate about. But the thing here it is written that the language translator that we are using to translate our source code into machine code, that should have some tag in a standard way so that debugger can show that code, debugger can display that code. Okay, so that is another capability. Next is optimization. Like we have to optimize our code, we have to check what things we can remove from our code, what thing we can uh, like remove the duplicacy, we can add the things, we can remove the things. So optimization can also be done during the debugging process. So that is also one capability. It is also that a debugging system should be able to deal with the optimized code. Okay, many optimization involve the rearrangement of segments of codes in a program. Means optimization means rearranging your source code, adding something, deleting something, removing duplicacy. So all this thing involve in optimization of code, and it is important that debugging system should be able to deal with that code, deal with optimized code. Like see here examples are there, like Invariant expression can be removed from the loop. Separate loops can be combined into single loop. Redundant expression can be eliminated. Elimination of unnecessary branch instructions. So optimize means making it better to understand. So that is one of the capability that should be in debugging system. So these are the capabilities and function of our debugging system.